Guys, check this out. I push a little bit. You see the distance that I push doesn't equal to the amount of travel it goes up. Again, I only travel this much, but this thing traveled all the way.
Safety about 500 bucks. You save about 1,000 plus.
To work out cheaper for me.
3,000-4,000.
215, even more.
Facebook for 200 plus. 400 bucks of savings.
Good day, guys. Every single time you notice that Rolls Royce has covered up their showroom, it means something new is here. Can you smell that? Yes, that's the new Ghost, and let's get in and check it out, right? It's always exciting to see the arrival of yet another pinnacle in automotive engineering. Alright? Now, I noticed something really special. Remember, Rolls Royce has always been dark, black, and look at that. This is pastel pink, right? Very refreshing color scheme going on here. What is this? Right? Soft. And look at that. This is the brand new Rolls Royce Ghost. Here we have the extended version. Bing is well dressed. This is the color. Alright, let's have a look and let's have a look at this brand new Rolls Royce Ghost. This is on an all new platform, and yes, I know you guys want to ask, is this in any way related to BMWs? No, not one bit. Alright, this sits on an all new space frame aluminium architecture that Rolls-Royce designed and made bespoke just for their own brand. Why? You'll be thinking, isn't the new thing in automotive engineering is to have shared platforms and all that? No, because the engine that sits inside here is a 6.75 liter V12 twin turbocharged power plant, right? And it is bespoke only to Rolls-Royce. So just think about the subframes and all that. They do not need to cater. If it is a shared platform, it has to be catered for other engines, other components, right? But since it is one and only for Rolls-Royce themselves, they can build it strategically just for this power plant, and everything is coherent. Just think about Apple's philosophy of having software, hardware, everything in one single purpose design, and that is what this is. And this will be Rolls-Royce future direction. All right, and here we can also see that this car is now designed with a very clean approach. All right, it is a huge departure from the previous Ghost. Visually, you can see it has a lot of clean surfaces, clean lines, you know. Why? Because their new direction for this Ghost is what they call reduce opulent. Okay, so what do they mean by this is that they let the whole car, they clean up the lines on the entire car, and look at why I'm standing on this angle, right, is that you look at the whole reflection across the side panels, right? It is seamless. So what they've done is that they have created industry leading smallest panel gaps in any car in this brand new Ghost, right? So when they engineer this car, right, they focus on how they can reduce noise, right? They reduce the lines. It's basically a reduction of things. They keep it simple, they keep things minimalistic and just what they are intended to be used for, and they kept those. All right, now this one that we got here in our market so far, this one, I mean, if you're a customer, you can order the short wheelbase, you can order it in any configuration that you like, but this is the extended wheelbase version, and this car is huge. I mean, this is 5.55 meters long, right? Almost 2.1 meters wide. Of course, I say 5.55 because it's 5.546 or something like that, right? And it is just a very clean sculpted, you know, there's a solidity, there's a feel of solidity to it. Yes, the design is very different from the old Ghost. Remember, the old Ghost have the daytime running lights that runs like that. Now it's all just cleaned up, and I think Rolls Royce always knows what they're doing, because these kind of clean designs will last for a very, very long time. All right, so let's go through the front portion first. Remember the old Ghost, the old grille, right? It extends upwards. Now they clean it. The bonnet actually covers all the way to the edge of the grille, so they call it the Spirit of Ecstasy, right? It was last time it was sitting on top of the grille. Now it's through the bonnet, and of course, you've seen a lot of videos where people try to pull it and then it will retract. Yes, this thing will retract, and when you open the bonnet, it will also retract. Okay, so this is the classic signature Rolls-Royce grille. This grille alone is worth the entire company, I reckon. All right, and I mean, Rolls-Royce use real materials. Okay, can you hear it? Yeah, it's metal. All right, and not only that, on the other side of the surface, the treatment that they use on this side is matte. All right, so it cleans up the reflections on that side. So imagine they come to this level of detail, right, for the grills, and you can notice both sides actually angles towards the middle. That's the camera module over here. That's the Rolls Royce logo, pinnacle, right? And here, if you see this piece, if it is in metal, right, in a polished metal finish, that means this is the extended version. If it is in the body color, that means it's the short wheelbase. That's the only visual cue that you will be able to see. Here there's a brand new design element, which is refreshing, I would say, and different to my eyes, because the old Rolls Royce have a very structural approach that runs across, and this one seems to be like a more fluid shape that comes up like that. But this part is 90-degree down, so I would say only Rolls Royce can carry this kind of design language. You know, it's not easy. And this is also something very, very unique, right? It's the enclosure of the bonnet and the bumper that forms this housing for the headlamps. And there's a look at this part, right? It's a very, very powerful structure of the bonnet hanging on top of the headlamps. Most car headlamps are outwards, right? Yeah. So again, that's Rolls Royce for you. Here you have the beautiful daytime running lights, and of course the laser lights or LED. And one thing I like about Rolls Royce is that they don't need to put color elements in there, you know, and spell out the aperture or something, some numbers running in there. They don't need all that. It's just clean, right? And the result of this is presence. I know there is the Phantom, right, which is more expensive than the Ghost. But the Ghost currently has all the new technology that even the current Phantom hasn't had yet. Alright? Now, apart from the design, let's go to the sides. This is very familiar, right? This is the familiar logo that we see. And then even you look at the, just look at the side mirrors. I've never seen a side mirror that is so straightforward, almost brutal in the way it is mounted. You know, they're like, okay, I need a side mirror here, and boom, there you go. We need it to be aerodynamic, boom, there you go. You know, it's in a way unapologetic. The way they approach the design of this is just boom there, and you can see it's not sitting here by the edge of the A pillar, because the whole A pillar is really extended out. Remember this is not a car in the kind of proportions that a normal human like me, right? I'll give you an example. Here is the entire car. Okay, I will walk out there and stand next to the car, and you can see the proportions. Mind you, I am 179 cm, 5'11", okay, 97 kilo, big guy, but I'll walk there and I'll appear as a small dog. Huge. Okay. But the Ghost is also designed for private owners to drive themselves. That's why they have the short wheelbase version, the non-extended version, because the new type of high net worth individuals are very different, right? To them, yes, you have a driver, that is the old luxury, right? For the younger generation that owns Rolls Royce these days, they value the freedom inside their own car, driving where they want without another person within their peripheral vision, as a form of luxury as well. So that's why there are a lot more self-driving younger generation Rolls-Royce owners these days. Okay, that's why this car is a lot lower than the Phantom. The Phantom is really tall. Okay, and you can see the soft lines that they use to run all over the car, from front to back, seamless. And when you are seeing from this angle, it's almost as if the car has no door opening sills, because it's manufactured and engineered to such a degree that it blends away. That's something really difficult to achieve, right? And these are all industry leading. From some certain angles, the lines begin to disappear because it's manufactured to such a precision. Okay, even all these lines, they are all softer now, right? So giving the car a very flowy concept car kind of proportions and design. And these are the rear tail lamps. Okay, you still get that Rolls Royce swept down look, and there's a chrome outer lining. Okay, and then that's the boot, chrome piece on here. It's just the kind of design that only Rolls Royce can pull it off. Okay, this is interesting. I never would have expected a Rolls Royce to have two sporty exhaust outlets. Okay, this again comes back to what I discussed just now. The new type of Rolls Royce owners are different, and now the biggest market for Rolls Royce is definitely China. China is also the country with the most female billionaires, right? You cannot imagine the kind of demographic that buys Rolls Royces in China. There are female billionaires that walk into dealerships and buy off their very own Rolls Royce, which they will drive themselves, you know, to the gym, to places that they go. They don't need that type of opulence, you know, like they say. Alright, now this car is now four-wheel drive, okay? And it not only four-wheel drives, it's four-wheel steer, because these are not sports cars, right? You don't need the driving dynamics of rear-wheel drive, how the front point into the corners and all that. You don't need that anymore. It's just traction, stability, comfort, quietness. In fact, this is now the quietest car in the world, according to the results of what they set out to achieve and then build, okay? Front wheels steer, rear wheels steer as well. As you know, the rear wheels will steer in opposite direction when you are in a small, lower speed and higher steering degree of angle, and when you're driving faster, it will move in the same direction as your front wheels, so that your car can change lanes faster, safer. Basically, all this is to improve the driving dynamics of the car and also the comfort, right? Another thing that this car comes standard, okay, is a camera in front. And using cameras and sensors, the car constantly monitors not just the traffic in front, not just the driving situation in front, it also monitors the road surfaces in front. That means this car constantly reads potholes or undulations and already inform the suspension that in certain distance the suspension will need to do something to react to the surface of the road. This is groundbreaking, okay? So that means if there is a little undulation here that dips in on this part, and there is an undulation that pops out here, the cameras already inform the individual suspension to let them know that once the car is here, this one needs to go down, that one needs to come up, to maintain the stability of the car. Yes, it's crazy. It's crazy. Not just that, the transmission of this car is hooked to GPS. You're like, what? Transmission is hooked to GPS? Yes, because the car will actually let the transmission know we will be approaching a bend, you know, or a tight bend, and the transmission will know to downshift earlier or prevent upshifts before they reach that. Every time I open the doors of a Rolls Royce, the first thing I want to touch is this ridiculously comfortable carpet. It's mad. It's beyond belief. Okay, I'll bury my fingers in and you will see how plush this is as a carpet. Look at that. Just look at that. This carpet is more comfortable than your bed, okay? And given that this is Rolls Royce, look at the rails. Even the rails of the car are polished metal. And of course, we don't have to even question this anymore, right? All these seat controls, these are all proper polished metal. Handbrake lever, not handbrake, the electronic parking brake. All these are polished metal. These are not plastic chromes. These are proper metal. Again, hear that? I'm gonna repeat this while I sit in the car. Interesting that the handle is here. Alright? And of course, I can close the door with buttons. What this button does, pull it. Oh yes. And the start button, it's not here, it's not occupying a space by itself. No. Because to Rolls-Royce, the experience of the car is way more important than starting it. Starting it is just incidental. Yep. Alright, so it's like I don't feel anything. That's an interesting display of replace battery. Alright. And even though it's digital, they put the needle above the numbers, as opposed to BMW putting the needle below the numbers. Interesting. Very, very interesting. So the heads-up display, you can select your song. I think that's a huge heads-up display. And then what do I do? Oh, music collection, saved stations. So a lot of these things are for the heads-up display. Whereas this one, what does this do? I don't know. Anyway, the dial that you hold to turn it, most cars will finish it in rubber. This one is in leather. Alright, let's look at the car from outside. When the car is started. Look at the headliner. Oh my god. Just look at that. How beautiful this cabin is. Yes, that's the famous Starlight headliner. Now, the dash. Let's look at the entire dash. This is now a single piece of open pore brush wood that is just beautiful, and just like Volvo, it's a single chunk. It's not just a veneer that layers on top. This in itself is one piece. Okay, and of course here we have the screen. We have, this is interesting. It is certainly digital, but the digital screen sits behind what seems to be a physical dial. Alright, so that means it has 3 physical dials, but what is inside is actually LCDs. And that the fact that it is set inward also creates the illusion that this is an actual speedo cluster. Look at how far inside it is. That's not an illusion, it is actually housed in the deeper end of this box. Okay, and of course there's no question, you don't need to question the finishing and the plushness and the leather of a Rolls Royce interior. Nobody has that. Nobody is as high as that level to even question Rolls Royce's level of finishing, because this is a Rolls Royce at the end of the day, right? When it comes to workmanship and quality, is can't be compared. And there's also another thing. You look at the design of the interior, right? And then you think about the Bentleys. The Bentleys is something that even regular people can understand and appreciate, but Rolls Royce is different. They don't need to conform themselves into asking what you like. They do what they think is tasteful, and then you learn to appreciate a Rolls Royce. That is the difference. Okay, these metal buttons, right? You run your finger across, it's touch sensitive, right? And everything here just feels, again, it's a Rolls Royce. I don't need to describe much on how they feel, right? Everything just feels beautiful and just different. Okay, how do I switch it off? Okay, this. Okay, quiet. So it's just classy, very, very classy. It's not just like the whole place is a disco like Mercedes-Benz and all that, right? That's a familiar component. But again, it's finished in beautiful, soft, plush leather. Leather. I always like doing this. Leather. Everything. Basically everything. Every single surface is made in leather, covered in leather, felt, polish, metal. This should sound really good now. I love doing that. Oh, listen to that. Does your car do this? Right. And steering wheel is it slightly smaller? I don't know, but it just feels good. The buttons, you see, they don't want the legend to basically to affect the beautiful finishing of the button. The legend is printed next to it on another panel to describe what this does, and this is not on top because that will dirty this beautiful button. Even this part, polished wood. Right, it's just beautiful. Damn, I should close this just to listen to it. Oh, I haven't started the car. Even this, look at that, the control of the wing mirrors. I'm just trying to play with it. There's an ashtray. Look at the hinge, it's also polished metal. Crazy. And of course it's covered in thick felt. Extremely thick felt. Beautiful interior. Frameless rearview mirrors. Okay, of course the party piece is the rear seat, since this is the extended version. Look at the Spirit of Ecstasy here, embossed nicely over here. Right? And this is what makes a Rolls Royce. Alright? The rear seats. Oh, look at that. It's like a secret James Bond compartment to your control. See, that's what I meant with Rolls Royce design, you know. They don't need to actually figure out some screens and all that over here. No, it's just classy furniture. And you sit here, and this is a nice surface to put your palms. And it's just so different. And I can lie down. Right? Oh, the cushion is just so nice. Oh, excuse me. And here at the back, you have beautiful mirrors, huge, covered in leather, of course. That's very nice. Look at the handles, beautiful. Rolls Royce. It's just so nice, so comfortable back here. A lot of cigar amenities at the back here, huh? And of course the aircon vents are over here and over here, and it's not something you need to think about or worry about, right? You're in a Rolls Royce. Seat controls are over here. You can push this up, and this is just like any family 5-seater sedan. Alright, do I need to measure headroom? Come on. Leg room in a Rolls Royce? One thing that they have added in this new Rolls Royce Ghost is this feature that was feedback from a lot of customers. We all know that Rolls Royce have this unique feature that you can press to close the doors, but the customers felt that, hey, it's tiring to extend my arm out to open my own doors, right? If I'm fetching someone, look at that. You pull, the door opens, and then you pull again, it swings out by itself. How's that? Classy. Want to do that one more time? This closes the door. Okay, and then when you pull this slightly, the door will open by itself, and then you pull it again, it will swing outwards, and then you can step off your car. Class. This is new. This is only available in the extended wheelbase version. Alright, again, it's tastefully finished, and of course the beautiful Rolls Royce umbrella is of course present. This thing costs 12,000. Yeah, don't lose it. Oh, look at that. So how much is this car? 1.6 million only. Yeah, 1.6 million only. And look at the finishing. Oh my god, it's just beautiful. And of course it's of course deep enough for the boot. And don't worry, if you get kidnapped in your car, you can pull this lever and it will pop open the boot. Serious. Okay, so don't worry, if you drive a Rolls Royce, if you're afraid that it's too high profile, someone might push you into your boot, don't worry, just pull this and it's glow in the dark. Alright. Yep guys, this is the brand new Rolls Royce Ghost, and of course this one stays upright all the time. Right, standard spec, P0s, run flats, and these are 21-inch wheels, which looks small next to the car. Can you imagine that? Right guys, this is the brand new Rolls Royce Ghost, and if I'm not wrong, by right it should be spoken, it has been spoken for, all of them. Right, because who doesn't want a brand new Rolls? And of course this one has more high-tech features than its big brother, the Phantom, and it is also the kind of car where you can drive yourself. Cheers.
Thank God that the brothers on the rise now. Endless celebrations all